Do that in the White Mountain National Forest is Bob Amidon from the White Mountain National Forest.
Hi, Brent.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, glad to be here.
This is kind of, I don't know, there are very few places left where you can actually do this. We all have those snow globes that you turn upside down, and the people are in sleighs and going through the forest. And, part of the Christmas tradition is cutting down your Christmas tree. And this, you can actually do that in the National Forest.
Yes, you can. You need a permit, which you can purchase at the Saco Ranger Station down on the Kankomagas Highway, at the Androscoggin Ranger Station up in Gorham, or at our forest headquarters over in Campton.
Because many people think that the National Forest works like a national park and everything is protected and off limits, but the National Forest is actually, the nickname is the People's Forest.
Right. We have active timber sales going on right now. And one of the highlights is the Christmas tree permit. It costs $5. You come in and get the permit, and you can go out and cut a Christmas tree on National Forest land.
Have you done this before?
Yes, many, many times.
And do you have any Christmas tree cutting tips? It's kind of like fishing. You don't want to give away your secret spot.
Well, I never give away my secrets, but there are a lot of areas that in the forest that the trees are growing, balsam fir and spruce, and so there are a lot of areas that you can go, especially some of the old cuttings that were 20, 30 years ago. There'll be a lot of evergreens in those. So
look for an area that's been logged in the last 20 to 30 years, and it grows back with balsam fir Christmas trees.
Yep, and you can cut a tree 8 inches in diameter at chest height.
Okay.
So that's a fairly substantial tree. And
you can't cut down, a 100-year-old oak tree as your Christmas tree.
No.
Okay.
No. I think we'd frown on that a little bit. But 8 inches in diameter is a fairly big tree. If you have a great room in your house and you want a big tree, then you certainly can get one.
That definitely is a big tree. So we've got that going on, and people can do that probably as soon as today, right? Just go to the Saco Ranger Station.
We start selling permits November 1st. And we're open 8 to 4:30, 7 days a week, except for Thanksgiving. And
it's fun. I did it with my wife a couple of years ago, and it was very fun, except my wife was a little bit too picky. It was a little bit cold.
Well, there are some Charlie Brown trees out there.
We probably laid our hands on 80 trees before she finally said, okay, let's cut this one down. But that's, I guess, half the fun.
Right, it is. And you got to realize that they're not perfect trees.
Yeah.
They're wild trees. They're not pruned.
Yep.
So, but a lot of them do grow very thick and look very nice, and they smell very nice in your house too.
And it's $5, so how can you go wrong?
You can't.
Let's talk about hunting a little bit, because it is hunting season in the forest, and you can hunt there.
Yes. A lot of people think you can't hunt in the National Forest, but you can. It's all under state law as far as the rules and regulations. We encourage people that go into the forest to wear blaze orange. Most hunters don't want to be around trails because the hikers make too much noise, but even so, the blaze orange is not a bad idea. All of the people that work for the National Forest that go into the woods for their regular jobs have to wear blaze orange this time of year.
Yep. A lot of people hike with their dogs, and of course, if you have a dog, you probably want to keep them on a leash, but also have the blaze orange on.
It doesn't hurt. Because if they do get away a little bit, and hunting season for deer and bear right now, and that lasts until December 5th.
Any indication on how that's going at all?
Up until yesterday, we have a tagging station at the Saco District, and we tagged I think 32 or 33 deer.
Wow.
And some big deer this year.
Wow.
220, 225 pounders.
Wow.
So some big bucks out there.
I wonder if that's, we've had kind of a mild winter last year and the year before. I know the deer herd kind of ebbs and flows with the weather and in the season. So, but sometimes if it's not a great ski year, it's going to be a great hunting fall.
Could be. Just the emphasis, though, we want to make sure people understand that hunting is allowed and not to be worried about it, but still think safe and wear that blaze orange. Absolutely.
If people want more information either on Christmas trees or hunting or anything else with the National Forest, what's the best way to do that?
You can contact us at the Saco District. The phone number is 603-447-5448. And give us a call. Like I say, we're open 8 to 4:30, 7 days a week, except for Thanksgiving Day.
And the ranger station is a great place to visit if you'd like to go for a scenic drive along the Kancamagus Highway. Stop at the ranger station first. You guys have maps, and you've got little exhibits with the wildlife and of the area and stuff like that. So.
Right, and we do, the White Mountain Interpretive Association has a small retail area in there where we have hiking books and maps and cultural books and children's books, Smokey stuff, Smokey Bear stuff.
And very soon, look for our new videos that we made here at White Mountains TV with the Forest Service. We've got these great videos coming out on, coming up is the 100th anniversary of the Weeks Act,
right,
which kind of set the stage for the National Forest.
Right, the Weeks Act allowed the federal government to purchase lands in the eastern United States for the National Forest.
And so we've got some great videos. It's amazing. A lot of people visiting, you know, the forest who aren't regulars to the National Forest they see these mountains and they're forested and they're beautiful and they think it's always been this way, that it's been this untouched wilderness, you know, kind of the last remnants of the wild away from the sprawl of Boston and the rest of the East Coast. But we were not immune to kind of some environmental disaster a century ago either.
No, that's true. In fact, most of New Hampshire was clear-cut a little 110 years ago or so.
If you look at old paintings, everything, there's no trees. Everything is field and pasture with the mountains in the background. And the logging barons had their way for a while.
They sure did.
Until the Weeks Act came about. It's been changing since then, and now it's absolutely great.
And now we have a national forest of 800,000 acres that's all public land, open to all you folks that want to visit and recreate.
All right. Bob Amidon of the U.S. Forest Service, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And we shall return. We'll announce the winner to our Watch and Win contest this morning when White Mountains Today continues.
The Cutoff Salon